Welcome again to the glorious struggle as it continues. I am not a jeweler, but I do think Grasshopper is a pretty awesome thing to make stuff. So I would like to start a computational group here in Kansas City, but here are some earring designs that are parametric and couldn't be more simple. And I humble myself every time I do this. I don't care what I put up on a line, my mistakes, my errors, and if this is lame-o to some people, well, I just want you to notice how simple it is. And sometimes simple is not so lame. It's actually kind of nice. So I'm going to turn off my turntable, take this back into just shaded, and turn off my EMAP, which I'm not interested in. If I could actually find out where it's hidden away on here. EMAP. Oh, I'm sure it's off on my other screen. But you can see that this is a pretty slick model. I mean, very simple made. And so how is that generated? Let's go into shaded, and kids are starting to make noise because why wouldn't they? We'll take that off visibility and take a look at it. Oop, I want to hide those. And let's take a look at what it actually is. Now, I was going in and I said, well, let's just learn another node. And the node I wanted to utilize was curve domain. And I've done things similar to it, but I brought in a circle. I put it through the curve domain, which allowed me to create a domain that's reparametrized each curve. Now, they start at 0 to 1, so that's fine. I just stayed with that. I guess I could have reparameterized the curves there, but I reparameterized them later on after I drew the domains out of each one, which are basically this data and this data, which are my inputs. Pretty simple script so far, right? Interpolate the curve, interpolate the other curve, take those curves and put one through a radial pipe, a variable pipe with a range, and I decided to use a Bezier curve. And then I thought I'd take the other one just through a pipe. And so these two objects can easily be brep joined. You could cast them, you could print them, you could do whatever you want. You do a Boolean union on the two, and you're left with just moving one and mirroring it. Couldn't be a more humbling, simpler script than that, but pretty fun stuff. Very simple, and you can see exactly what I did. And go back into render. And possibly, maybe I wasn't even on render. I thought I was, but here it is in blue. Oh, I put an EMAP on it. That's what I did. So I did this and just did a analyze. Oh, let's do a zebra just for fun. There we go. And throw it into a little fun rotation. Type the big T. I know I'm not that, I'm a pretty simple-minded person. I think the older I get, the simpler I get. And why not? So a nice little script. Couldn't be easier, but it gets you thinking about curve domain. What would I do with it? Great example. 2 minutes. I'll put it up on GitHub. Take a look at script number 153, and I'll just keep going through the nodes. What will be our next exciting thing we do? It will probably be, well, evaluate length I use quite a bit. Length domain, maybe I haven't done in a while. Length parameters, interesting, and segment length. So maybe those three will play off a little more things. And then I'm going to play with the curve in curve and curve in curve, point in curves, point in curve. And that should give us a good pattern of Booleans to take as a dispatch, and we'll see what we can come up with that. So yeah, looking ahead, but looking ahead slowly and trying to generate 1,000 scripts and get people to use Grasshopper. There's only 700 nodes in the base functions before you get in the plugins, so it should be able to do 1,000 scripts. Thanks for watching.